Yo, what is going on, guys? Your shredded brother from another mother, and today I'm excited about this one because shoulder training mistakes are so common in the gym. So Kitty Gaines and I are currently hiking and running canyon, and in just about 20 seconds I'm going to take you inside the gym and I'm going to show you 9 common shoulder training mistakes. And I would almost guarantee you that you're committing, maybe not all of them if you're an experienced lifter, but I guarantee you're committing at least 5 or 6. So I actually got a special guest appearance on the channel. I stumbled across this kid's channel about 4 months ago before I moved to Los Angeles, and I was just like trying to find vlogs of different neighborhoods in LA. He's got a really cool channel, kind of vlogs about a lot of culture and neighborhoods in Los Angeles. So I will link to his channel in the description below. And he's gonna be kind of my guinea pig because I've never worked out with him. I don't know how he trains his shoulders. And I'm gonna have him go through the 3 most common shoulder exercises, and we're gonna break down his form and pinpoint the classic shoulder mistakes. Anton is going to do the dumbbell shoulder press. I've never seen him do this exercise before, so I want you guys to comment and let me know what you think he's doing right or wrong. And there are 5 common mistakes classically done with the dumbbell shoulder press, so let's see what he's got here. No pressure.
Superhuman TV.
Troy!
You ain't got no gains. You ain't lift no weights.
Aren't directly above your elbows. That's what I was talking about. You see a lot of people with too heavy weight, they're doing kind of like something like this, and it puts a lot of impingement right on your shoulder. So keep the hands directly above the shoulders and stay away from anything like this. The second mistake was the only thing that he sort of did on the first set I showed you guys, and that's pausing and resting at the top. So I'm gonna have Anton show you how not to do it. So you see right here at the top, there's like no tension right on your shoulders. So when you're pausing at the top, you're really taking a break. You're resting the deltoid muscle, that lateral head. You do not want to do that. So that's probably the most common shoulder training mistake that I see, is just people taking tension off of the shoulder, doing too much weight they can handle, and not developing that lateral head. All right, guys, so the third common mistake is flaring out way too much when you go down. So instead of like keeping it nice and tight in here, you see a lot of guys doing stuff like this, and like, I mean, I can probably do like 80s or 85s on this, and even this is tough on my shoulders. So coming out way too far, see how my elbows are flaring, as opposed to, so you can see the difference all the way out here. It just puts a ton of pressure right on that rotator cuff. And you guys want to stay away from that. Fourth mistake on the overhead press is going too far down. And a lot of guys think they have to go all the way down. This actually causes a lot of shoulder impingement. So Anton here is going to show you how not to do it. He actually did a really good job on this on the first set. So as you can see, he's going way too far down. There's no need to rest it like all the way down there. And it actually takes temporary load right off that lateral deltoid head. So make sure you're actually supposed to stop right at about like, I would say right between like your ear and mouth level to keep the tension right on the lateral deltoid. So the last dumbbell shoulder training mistake is not pressing directly overhead. So you see a lot of people almost pressing like in back. I mean, it can get really dangerous. If you press it back with too much weight, like, I don't know, some crazy shit could happen with your arm, with the dumbbell. You can drop it on some old lady's foot. A lot of shit can go wrong. And then inversely, like pressing out here puts way too much pressure right on the front of your shoulder. Remember, we're trying to work the lateral deltoid head, and this is going to be best achieved going straight overhead. So now we're up to the dumbbell lateral raise. Pretty much everyone does it on shoulder day. 3 big mistakes happen when most guys do the dumbbell lateral raise. I've never seen him do this before. So we're gonna have him do about, I don't know, 8 to 10 reps, and then I want you guys to comment what you think he's doing wrong, if anything, and let's get into it. the first big mistake, and Anton definitely was doing a little bit of this, is most people are going to be stronger like on the front, the anterior head of the shoulder. So they tend to kind of like, so if you maybe get me from a little bit more on the side, they tend to kind of rotate. So if your thumb and like pointer finger is going up towards the ceiling at all, that means you're favoring the anterior head of the shoulder. So as you can see right here, the point of this exercise is actually called a lateral raise, meaning we're trying to work the lateral, the thick middle head of the deltoid. So you're going to target it a lot better. Instead of rotating out and like pointing your thumb towards the ceiling and your pointing finger towards the ceiling, almost have like a slight, so you're going to go pretty much straight out, but almost have like you're pouring something out of a cup, like a very tiny bit at the top of the movement. You're going to hit that lateral head a little bit better. So keep it right on the side. Okay, and then the second mistake is just like people seated all the way back here. So you don't want to be all the way back here. You actually want to have like a slight bend at the torso to get that lateral head. So if you're seated all the way back here, just kind of like doing this, it's almost impossible not to favor the front of your shoulder. So see, I'm back here. I really feel nothing on the lateral head. So you want to be kind of like lean the torso up a little bit. And as you can see, this is bad form right here. See how my thumb's going up? This is good form right here. Okay, so the third mistake would be resting at the bottom. Now, this is because it's harder not to rest at the bottom and people do too much weight. So you see, like, I know I showed this exercise in another video, but this isn't really a classic lateral raise. You don't want to use like momentum like this. You really want to focus on lighter weight and keeping that muscle under tension. So a little trick is actually don't go all the way back down here to the bottom of the movement. What you want to do is, instead of like going right here and then resting for a second, stop right about here. So it's way harder. Like, if I'm resting at the bottom, I could probably do twice the weight, but I feel it way more in my lateral head, and I'm going to work that muscle way more and develop it way more by stopping right at about here. The last exercise, probably my favorite mass builder for the shoulder, the standing military press. Two big mistakes. Let's see if Anton does either one of them. First off, the starting position is really important. I would say his hands look slightly a little bit too wide. I would say hands right at about shoulder width apart. And the big one on this one is people using momentum. So one thing you don't want to do is kind of like you do some like weird CrossFit shit. Like so. You want to try not to use momentum. You want to have the lateral deltoid do all the work to actually build up muscle. So with this one, another thing too is like people like pausing and like resting at the top. So ideally, you want to keep the deltoid under tension the entire time. You're going to do that by not doing this. Another thing too is like pressing behind your head. That's terrible to do. You see this once in a while at the gym, especially on the seated military press, is people doing some weird shit like that. That is just gonna fuck up your shoulder and cause impingement. So, hand shoulder width apart. I'm gonna go down to about right here. Keep it slow and controlled. And I find it best not to completely lock out. So, like, instead of doing this, you kind of like go right at the point before you're about to lock out. You're gonna put a lot more tension right on the shoulder. And you see I'm not doing like this.
Make sure you subscribe, join the Superhuman family. We got videos 5 times per week helping you look sexy and get the body of your dreams. Wait, if you haven't seen my last 2 videos, make sure you check them out right here. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and I will see you on my next video tomorrow.